you're having a fabulous day. My name is Meyer. I'm the founder of Choose to Rise and the team Rise and Fit. I wanted to welcome you all to my live Facebook video here, or if you're listening on the podcast version, to Public House Media. I'm extremely blessed to get to work with these and such amazing people that are helping me spread the message of hope and positivity to you and to so many others out there. So I hope you like, share, and send this out to everyone. But hey, I typically talk a lot about belief and why it's so important, but today I really want to flip the coin and talk about the other side of it, the negative mindset, and how maybe it's how you can get out of it. So I've heard a lot of people say, it's really easy for you, Kim. You believe in yourself. It's really easy for you to do things. You've got good things going on in your life. But you know what? It hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows. Yes, and if you really look a little closer, it's still not that way. I believe that I can do things only because I'm working on getting rid of the negative thoughts and mindset every single day. It's an uphill battle 24/7. It's not one of those things that it can be like one and done. It's not just a flip that it can get switched and just stays on forever. You have to have constant work on it. You have to constantly be aware, and you have to constantly be working on flipping the mindset, switching that switch. And there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days. But I know that if you stick to these kind of 4 tips, kind of thinking through things, it's going to help you get out of that negative mindset. So negative thinking has often been, often this devastating thing that happens in people's lives. It's the constant tragedy that continues to happen. It's a strong and it has a huge impact on our everyday thinking and our everyday lives. With these 4 things that I'm about to share with you, I believe that you can break free of these negative mindsets, or at least be aware of them so that you can start to break free from them. Getting drawn into a pattern of negative thinking can be linked to building building a prison in your own mind that you just hold yourself captive in. You don't get to your goals. You don't get to experience new things. You definitely stay inside your comfort zone, and you never really get to experience life. Trust me, I've been there. I know what it feels like. So key number 1, recognizing those negative thought patterns. Negative thought patterns are repetitive, unproductive thoughts. They serve no real purpose or direct cause except to have a negative emotion in your body. And emotions reflect on our actions. Emotions reflect on our thoughts, and they're felt throughout our entire body. So when you're focusing on negative things, when you're focusing on the bad things that have happened in your life, if you're focused on the things that are unfair or whatever in your life, those negative things, that's all you're gonna have in your life. What you focus on creates more of. A lot of these things can be kind of figured out as like anxiety or worry, criticism, and self-believing thoughts, regret, guilt, problems, feeling like you're not enough. And once we recognize and identify that these thought patterns exist and that they occur, that we can have a choice on how we react to them. So some of those negative thought patterns, like I said, anxiety, worry, criticism, beating up thoughts. The story in your own head is the one that you listen to the most. The story in your own head is the loudest. Have you ever tried to close your ears and yell, or if you have headphones on, you're yelling at other people? It's because you think you're not being loud enough because it's so loud in your head. That's what's happening every day in there. And when you are constantly telling yourself that you're not enough, if you're constantly feeling like you're guilty of something, that you regret something, that you're anxious about something, that just only builds. Like today, in my workout, I have had a bum knee, and I'm actually icing it right now. And when I was thinking about the moves, I try to be super careful in things and be like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I have to be careful of this. Oh, I don't want to stress this too much. I need to put all my weight on this side. And I was kind of just breeding that negativity in my head. And yes, I need to be careful and not overwork my knee and cause more or physical injury, but I need to get out of that negative mindset and believe that I can do something. And when I changed my mindset, when I identified that was happening in my head, I was able to switch it pretty quickly and start to try more things, put a little bit more weight on it, do half the minute in that move, and work until I felt something, and then do something different, try something else. All of those things. When you built a wall up around yourself, a lot of people just stop. They stop there and think, oh, that wasn't meant for me. or, oh, I couldn't do it again, or, oh, I blah, blah, blah. And like they start to just butt up against that wall and then usually turn around. Well, I'm telling you to identify the problem and then start looking for solutions, not start looking for problems. Let's create a solution-based world. Find a way around that wall, find a way under the wall, find a way over the wall, find a way through the wall, for heaven's sake. Become a warrior for yourself and getting away from those negative thoughts. Key 2 is disidentifying from the negative thoughts. People, again, are trapped in those negative thinking, often feel hopeless because they don't know what to do. You don't know what to do to get away from it. You come against that wall and you're like, well, I guess I'm here. I don't know what to do about it. You have to face your problems. You can't bury your head in the sand. You can't just turn around and try to find another way. You have to go around it. You have to go through it. You have to deal with the situation. But becoming a watcher of your thoughts, paying attention to the thought patterns in your head, starts to give you a game plan of how you can go around it when it actually comes up. The mind can be like a record playing some habitual things over and over again, but your lack of awareness only adds to the issue. So if you're first aware of your thoughts and then disidentifying with them, becoming the impartial witness, you could say. So like when you're just watching something happen, impartial to the whole situation, take the emotion out of it and just starting to really think and believe the thoughts that what if it wasn't me? What would I tell this person to do? I would look around and try to become aware of the situation and a way out of the situation, and instead of being buried in the emotion of what's going on inside of it. So being that impartial witness helps you not believe your thoughts and helps you take them on seriously. You begin to see them as mere inner objects that you're observing, and then you can usually find your way around something. So when you are not in the maze, but looking at the maze, you can usually see the path to get out. So if you take yourself out of the emotion, if you take yourself out of the negative thoughts and think, if this wasn't me, if it was somebody else, what advice would I give them? And then do that, right? So key 3, mindfulness of the moment. Become more conscious and stepping out of the thinking process. From key 2, redirect your attention and thought into the here and now. Give the present your moment and the absolute undivided attention. You can't change the past. You're not in charge of the future, but you can change your right now and how you react to it. To do this, become essentially aware of your present environment, whether you're in your house, whether you're in your office, whether you're in the park or the subway or with kids or with family or wherever. Notice everything around you. Use your senses to the fullest. Don't get all mental dialogue of how things are going to be. Just be aware of what you're experiencing in the moment. Being aware of the sounds, the scents, the sensations, everything around you. If you're engaged in the right now task and you start believing in yourself that you can do this, just one thing at a time, and there's going to be fully experience the whole thing. If you're walking, for instance, then be aware of the swishing of your clothes and the things around you. When you're able to be aware and fully conscious in the situation, your thoughts are on what's going on and not what could be, or the worry or the anxiety or those kinds of things. Just be aware of the situation. And then when something happens that has a negative mindset, step yourself out of it and think clearly. Key 4, choosing constructive thoughts instead of destructive thoughts. Now, if you've developed some inner awareness and you've figured out how to kind of step out of the situation in your head and you're able to think, now you can start thinking constructive thoughts rather than destructive thoughts. Positive or constructive thoughts help you effectively face your day-to-day situations. So instead of dwelling or thinking about the past that's not going to have any change, because you can't change the past, those things will cause negative emotions, but use your past experience to help guide the decisions that you're going to have in the future. If something you did in the past didn't work for you and you're not happy about it, figure out what you can do differently in this situation right now in the present that will have a different effect. One of the common phrases, if you want change, you have to make change. If you're constantly doing the same thing and expecting different results, not going to happen. You have to change what you're doing if you want something different. So when you're starting to come up with something, my friend Tiffany shared a thing the other day. When she starts to feel anxious, she read somewhere that instead of feeling I'm scared, you should start to say I'm excited, and put happy thoughts in your head. When you start to feel anxious, if you can recognize those things because you've become self-aware and you're the feelings and being in the present, when you can start putting positive thoughts in your head. Just find some mantras that are going to be positive and uplifting to you, and then just go to those phrases or go to those thoughts. So like Tiffany, she's putting I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited instead of I'm scared, I'm anxious, and I'm worried. Okay? When you can put positive thoughts into your head, you're going to push out the destructive ones. Fear and joy cannot live in the same place. So if you are moving past fear and putting in joy, if you're pushing out that fear and replacing it with joy, you're going to have much better results and getting rid of that negative mindset. Worrying will only cause you grief, and anxiety and they were not constructive actions by any way. So if you are trying to fix a leak in your house, where are you going to take out the whole pipe, or are you going to wrap some positive things around it, some tape, some things like that? You have to take action if you want to get past the things that are around you. So constructive thinking allows you to be happy when things are going good, but it also helps you put a Band-Aid or helps you get past the negative, the perspective things that you're dealing with in a practical way. So those are my 4 tips today on getting past the negative mindset. It's every day, it's a struggle. I know, like today, like I said, the negative mindset in my head, I have these little markers that are part of my workout program, and on them have I am statements or things on it. So this one, this is a marker in my workout program. It says, I am strong, capable, and worth the effort. Today when I was struggling in one of my moves, it's called bear crawl, kind of down on all fours. For those of you who can't see me, but I'm kind of down on all fours, and you're kind of just crawling along with your knees above the ground, kind of your toes and your hands are only pressure your points you have on the ground. That really flexes on my knee. And so what I could have said is, oh, I'm done with this. I can't do this move for 60 seconds, or that causes pain. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to do something else, or I'm going to stop the workout and be done. But instead, I just modified the move, and so I still stayed in it, but I put my foot down all the way so that I was on the top of my foot, and I kept moving. And God is good in lots of ways, and He had me kind of, if you watch my video on my Facebook page here, this one right here, I'm capable, I'm strong, and I'm worth the effort. That was the marker that I was going back and forth on, because He kept saying shift, shift, shift. So we were going forwards and backwards. And this is the one that I kept coming back to. This is the one that I was kind of hovering over for the majority of the move. And if you can start to put positive things in your head, little reminders like this, these phrases around you, putting something in your pocket, putting positive things all over your house, they're going to be triggers, and they're going to be things that are going to help you get out of those negative thoughts and into positive ones and start living your absolutely best life. So how do you start believing in yourself? You get rid of the negative thoughts. You get rid of the negative comments in your own head. You start rewriting your own story and becoming your very best self. When you start to believe in yourself, everything and anything is possible to you. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope you enjoyed this podcast if you're listening there. And if you did, please share it with a friend. Like, comment. I'd love to hear either messages or whatever, how you are overcoming your negativity, if this was helpful to you at all, and maybe what other topics you might want to hear about. I hope you have a fantastic day.